What's good, everybody? I'm Aslan Hajavandi. He is Michael Langston, recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminoles sports source. Use the promo code Warchant30 if you're not already a member. You get a slew of great things, not the least being the fact that you can go on the premium recruiting board and ask Michael Langston his opinion on pretty much anything involving recruiting. So with that said, Michael, let's talk about some of the guys that have already committed. They've signed and they're on their way to Tallahassee. And this was a guy that kind of showed up late in the process for Florida State. Maybe late, but definitely someone that deserves a lot of attention. Kentron Poitier, I'm going to give that a little heavy French accent, Poitier. Obviously a great physical specimen. I mean, when you hear his name, you look at his film, what kind of flashes and jumps off to you?
Well, I think the first thing you see is ball skills. He's 6'5". He's very physical. He's got a big body for a 6'5" guy. He's not blazing fast, but he's got good speed, can pull away when he needs to. But his ability to be a matchup problem with his size and his ability to find a ways of just making plays on the ball, kind of like I don't want to give away. We'll do that later as far as the comp, but just a guy that can be a matchup problem when you get inside that red zone, a guy that can hit those big physical catches across the middle. And he definitely fits that characteristic. He's a guy that Dugans has liked for a long, long time. They kind of kept it quiet how hard they were pushing, but he was a guy that they've been pushing for and they liked. And there's a lot to like because there's not many receivers on their roster that are too many that are 6'5", and with his size and his ability his physicality to get separation with that physicality, he's really tough to jam in the line. So those are some of the pluses I see out of Kentron Poitier.
So physical guy, pretty good catch radius. What are some of the things that he might be lacking or needs to develop in his game?
Well, you haven't seen a lot of him. You come to FSU and you're going to have to block. And I joked with Tamari and Terry about that when he first came out of high school. It's different when you come block at FSU because blocking is a big part of the receiver position. So I want to see more about his development as a blocker, but also see more about improving that speed and also his ability of quickness in space. You want to see more of that as far as more of the quick routes, the short routes, what he does. Seeing more explosion as far as coming out of those catches, and those are kind of things that a few things I would look for.
All right, that's Michael's take on the situation. Let's get some insight from wide receivers coach Ron Dugans.
He's a sleeper. He's a really good football player. He's young. All right, he's really good on the basketball court. When you see him play, he's really raw on the football field. But then you see a lot of upside. The kid can run. He came up Saturday Night Live. You see him run, catch the ball, play physical, and that's what you love in a guy with that size. And now the more he gets to play on the football field and practice on the football field and get taught and coach, he's going to be a really good football player.
All right, some pretty high praise from Coach Ron Dugans. And, when we see these tall receivers, it seems like they kind of fit a mold. We like to always think and compare and project them to somebody that we are familiar with, at least in the past. So when you look at Kentron Poitier's game, does it remind you of anybody, Michael? You got a comparison?
Yeah, the comp he reminds me of at high school is Auden Tate. When I watch him, he does a lot of similar things that Auden does. He's faster than Auden is because Auden wasn't known for his speed. But when you get in the red zone, he is just a monster, just like Auden was. I mean, you put the ball up there, he's going to find a way to come down with it. He's got great hands, high points the football well, gets almost like a rebounder when you watch him go up for these passes. He's just almost like boxing a guy out and just going up and positions, knows how to body position, has got body control with his going up and twisting his body and twerking his body. So does a really good job with that stuff. And those are things that they kind of similar qualities as far as him on. That's kind of what I'd see.
All right, there we go, man. Kentron Poitier, one of the guys that came late onto the scene, but could be potentially one of the greater jewels unearthed in this recruiting class for Mike Norvell and the Noles. Thanks for watching this edition of Projecting the Prospect. He's Michael Langston. I'm Aslan Hajavandi. Stay connected to Warchant.com.